Well, hello again. Okay, so let me explain. This piece I have, oh gosh, I was trying to do the same thing that I did with the one with the pink background, and it was not level, and so it all slid off the side. So I tried to save it by putting some lines and letting it go down, and this is the result. Almost all of the paint came off. Like you can see, it's almost all off. It's almost at the bare canvas. It's like almost no paint on there at all. But we can salvage this. This is not even a problem. This is actually good because it dried level. We're going to go in, and I'm going to try to do something a little different. I'm going to try to, well, not different for me, but what I'm going to try to do is paint the sides first. And then I'm going to flood the canvas. I'm going to paint the sides. And then I'm going to let it dry and then flood it. All right. So I got this paintbrush. I usually just get like dollar paintbrushes and stuff from Walmart or wherever I can find them. I really don't ever worry about like the brand or how, just as long as the bristles don't come out easily. That's usually all I'm worried about. And so I got some, I had some of the black paint from before, and I figured I would thicken it up a little bit, and basically all I did was just add glue. I'll show you. Just added some basic Elmer School glue, and thickened it up just ever so slightly, and hopefully this will make sure that it doesn't run all the way off to where it's like just canvas again. Hopefully there'll be some left on there so it can cover the canvas. So I'm going to go ahead and go right in, and I'm going to test and see if this is thick enough. And this way you'll get a nice solid black even border. I might have to go in more than one coat, but I'll do that off camera. You don't need to see me just paint the sides like that. But yeah, I'm going to do this just to get like an even coat on here. And I'm going to let this dry pretty completely, or almost at least 90% dry. It shouldn't take long because it's pretty warm outside. And then I might do one more coat, and then I'm going to flood the canvas. And you'll get to see all that. It might take several times to do it, and what I'm actually going to do is to get rid of all these colors. I'm just going to go ahead and do the whole thing. Just get one little nice thin layer going down so the borders and everything is nice and even and level. And I'll show you another trick, not really a trick, but just something to think about, or something you can try in case you're wondering. Once I'm done, let me get this on here. Okay, just about done. And this doesn't need to be all that great. Even this little bit of paint will level out and dry fairly even. Just make sure your strokes are all even. And don't be afraid to go in there and get get it on there. Just work pretty quickly because depending on the temperature, this stuff will dry pretty darn quickly. All right. So, I don't know if you can see. Catch the drips, make sure everything is nice and even. I don't know if you can see, but my canvas is kind of, from the last time, my canvas is kind of dipping, sort of. I don't know if you can see that. That means the canvas is kind of a little bit loose. If I'm explaining that correctly. So what I'm going to do is going to be probably the simplest thing you can do. If your canvas is kind of dipping like you see, kind of like going in, like it goes in like that, or something like that. And I'll do another coat, so I don't care about that. But if it dips or does anything like that, and don't panic, because literally all you have to do, and I'll show you. Water. That's it. You go on the back. Spray it just a little bit, just about that much. Rub it in there, and the water is going to tighten up the canvas. As it dries, it's going to tighten up the canvas, and the canvas will be just nice and springboardy like it should be. Nice and tight like it should be. See? Nice. Alright, and that was it. That's literally all you do. If you got any dents or something, just go ahead and spray it just a little bit. Don't have to soak it. Just spray a little bit, rub it in, and as it dries, it'll tighten up the canvas and get it right back to where it needs to be. I'm going to go ahead and put yet another coat on there while it's wet, simply to make sure that it's all even. I'm going to glob a lot of it on here too, because I don't want it to pull on me. Just make sure. And then I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it alone and let it dry. You don't want to put too much paint on here, or else it'll crack and your background or base coat will be tragic. Hopefully I am getting better at commentary. I don't know. I'm trying to be a little bit louder so you can hear me, because I noticed on my last videos I kind of was mumbling to myself a lot. And I do that in real life, and I got to get out of that habit, sort of, if I'm going to do these sorts of things. But I mean, I'm learning. It's just practicing for me. So when we come back, can you see that? Oh, no, not in camera. When we come back, we'll be able to either get another coat on, if need be, if I want to show that, or we'll get started on flooding the canvas. And hopefully I'll have it level, and the paint should be thick enough to where it doesn't all just run off. That'd be great. And that should be it. We'll go ahead and put this stuff away, and then we'll go to the next step. Let this dry and go to the next step. All right. See you in a little bit. Greetings. I'm trying to figure out how to do an intro, and that was kind of cringe. So, yep, I am coming back with this painting here. It is completely dry. It's got a few cracks in it, but you know what? I think I'm going to leave it like that. I'm not going to try to fix it, simply because it's just going to keep doing that again. It dried too quickly, but it's not that big a deal, because it's got the black underneath, and it kind of looks like vines. So it kind of looks like maybe the black is a part of it. So we're going to go with it as if it were intentional. Okay, so all right, we're going to go in, and for some reason and I know this canvas is not very expensive. This was a cheap canvas, but it just seems to not want to get tight. I don't know if I'm going to just douse it with water. See if I can get underneath there and get some more of that around the edges. Alright, as that dry, that should tighten it up. It's a little bit tighter. Alright, we're going to go on. And that should dry very quickly, because it's, I think they said it's like 95 degrees today outside. So, yeah, I just got done having a little individual slushy. I don't know if you guys find these, but I had one of these, and it helped so much. Oh, you just freeze them and then enjoy. Okay, so I've got a thing that I want to do, and I want to test a few different ways, because because I want to try to see if I can get some leaves in there along with the petals and whatever. I don't really know what to call them, buds. But yeah, and this paint is very, very thin, simply because it's so hot outside. It would normally be pretty thick, but it's really hot, and so it's kind of making them super thick or thin. Sorry. But yeah, we're gonna do a few experiments just to see how we want it to go. And I'm gonna start with this dioxazine purple. This is gonna dry very dark. I know I spend a lot of time talking about colors and drying darker and things, but if you could, as you can see, this dried much darker. You have to know how they're going to dry in order to know what the finished piece is going to look like, because if you go by what's in the bottle, then you're going to get a different, your colors are not going to look the same as when they're dry. So knowing what they look like when they're dry is a very good thing, and it's sort of important because it's going to give it altogether different look than when it's wet. So we're going to go right in here. I'm going to put this tiniest of dots right here. And then I'm going to see what it looks like first without. First of all, I'm going to see if I can draw through it. Okay, see, yeah, that's literally just, okay. What I'm looking for is to be able to get something back behind it so that it looks like you can see the draw pull in there. I don't know if I'm making sense at all, but you'll see what I mean. Alright, now we're going to try it with a little bit of white, and then put this over top. Tiniest little, and then we're going to go through Alright, now I'm gonna see if the green is gonna look better. It's always good to do your paints not on top of, like over top of this, because this just squirted out a bunch of paint from a water or a bubble. Bubble just pushed all that paint out of there. Alright. A little bit more experimenting. Let me try the same color. Alright. Let's see what this looks like. For some reason, it is not doing like the other one did, which is typical. And I think it's probably because the paints are too thin. I might have to come back another day. And I'm going to get everything set up. But we're just going to go in and just start kind of trying to cover it up with all the different colors. Alright. Okay. We are back. Here, let's try up here. Ugh, I got to watch out for that. And we're going to go with white. I don't want these things to be too terribly big. I want them to be kind of small, because I don't want one taking over like a crap ton of area. Now I'll put this one on there. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. I'm going to go ahead and try to see what this blue is going to look like, because I may end up taking it out. You know me. back and forth all the time. Let's try this. Oh, that blue is sinking. Can you see it? It's sinking right in there. It looks like an eyeball. I don't want to leave it. Yeah, but no. All right. I don't like how stumpy that is. All right. Let's see. All right. What color next? Color, any color. All right. That. I mean, it's okay. It looks okay for now. I just really wish that these weren't so big. Wish they were a lot smaller, so I get a lot of them in there. But you know. Okay, I just did something accidentally, and I think it's actually really cool. I had a little bit of extra green paint on here, and it ended up making a little line through here, little green line through the purple and white, and I actually really like the way that looks. So I'm gonna put some right here, and I'm just gonna dip in here and see if I can get that effect on some other ones. Alright, so I think that looks really nice. I'm actually starting to like it a little bit. I think the canvas probably should have been a little bit bigger for something like this, just to give me freedom to actually really get in there and make them much more wispy. Right now, it's like I gotta try to fit it in to wherever. And these little dots right here that are on here like that, that's fine. That it kind of adds to it, and I'll probably end up just putting more purposely on there once this dries. I'm looking through up here just to see from a different angle if I think I've got it well placed, spread out, lots of colors. I want to put some more this color here because I don't see a whole lot of it. I just want to balance it out. I don't want to make it like nitpicky. It's supposed to be excessively organic. That's my new word for the day. Excessively. But yeah, so I'm going to let this dry as per usual. And if I need to go back in and put some more, I will. If not, then we just leave it like this. I'm pretty sure I'm going to put some more in here. Maybe one here. But I don't want to overdo it right now because I don't want them all to just start bleeding into each other. So pretty much just the whole layer thing again. And I'm actually thinking about, since the sides are so thick, I'm thinking about carrying these lines or vines over and kind of putting some flowers on the sides. But that's going to take a little bit because I'm going to have to stand it on end in order to do each side. But I'll do that off camera. You know, I mean, you can see the technique. I'll do that off camera and you can see what you think. But yeah, for the most part, this is it. And I'll get back to you with the dried results. And if I did some more to it, which I'm thinking about right now, please stop me. Please, 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 please. Okay. Let's go with this one. Okay. That's it. Promise. Okay. Alright. I don't like that one. I might end up having to wipe that off and doing that again, but yeah, I don't like that one. I don't like how that shaped out. I don't like the shape of it. So we'll go back in there once that dries and fix that. But yeah, I'm really liking how it's coming along. So, thank you guys for watching so far. And we'll get back to you. Bye.